Right, here's this phone costs thing. Oh, sorry. Welcome back. It's your boy Joe Sensei here with another installment of Do Your Work. This is remember to smash that like. No, I'm not going to do any more of this. I'm not going to do any more of this. The joke is done. Right, having another look at this information here. Let's start. Right, welcome back to another edition of Do Your Work. This time we are working on linear algebra, specifically 1.4 linear algebra. This is the test for tomorrow. I'm giving you the answers or walking you through this one right here, phone costs, right? So let's have a look at the phone costs. We're going to read through this whole task, and I'm going to highlight the important information, and then we're going to go back and we're going to do the actual work. Okay, so phone costs. TalkTalk. This company charges one flat rate of $45 per month. You can phone and text as much as you want at no extra cost. Okay? Chat Plan. This company charges a monthly cost of $15 and then charges 40 cents per minute for phone calls. Phones R Us. This company does not have a monthly charge, but charges 60 cents per minute for phone calls. Okay? So that's all important information. Task 1. Write an equation to work out the monthly cost of phone calls for each of the three cost of phone calls for each of the three companies. Draw a graph to show the monthly for each company. Terry makes 80 minutes of phone calls each month, 80 minutes each month. Which company should he be with? Which company should he be with? Justify your answer. Okay, justify your answer is going to be important, and I've highlighted should he be with instead of which company. Colin makes 360 minutes of phone calls per month. Which company should he be with? And justify your answer. And finally, a new phone company has entered the market. They charge a flat rate of $30 for the first 60 minutes, and then they charge 70 minutes per minute after that. Draw the graph to show the cost of the phone calls. Yippee yip. Yippee yap, excuse me. Yippee yap. Okay, so we've got all of our information. We've highlighted everything we need. Let's go back and look at the important bits. So, task 1, write an equation to work out the monthly cost of phone calls for each of the three companies. Okay, so I'm going to set up my equation and I'm going to have cost, right? Cost is going to be the equivalent, and I'm going to set that as C. Okay, I'm going to choose the letter C. And the other thing that I need another variable. I'm going to choose minutes, right? Minutes, because I'm going to figure out how many minutes you are on the call and how much that costs. Okay, so let's take that information, let's put it in. Let's start with TalkTalk. I'm going to put in TT, and we need to come up with an equation for TalkTalk. What is our equation for TalkTalk going to be? Well, we want it to come out to be cost, so we're taking this variable and we're putting it in. And when we read back over this information here, we can see that that it costs $45 a month. Doesn't matter how much you talk, what you talk about, whether or not you're calling your auntie or your uncle. It's always going to cost $45 per month. So the cost is going to be equal to 45. That's it. That's all we do. There is nothing more to do with this one. So that one is a really, really easy movement. Okay? Really easy to do. The next thing that we're going to look at is Chat Plan. Chat Plan. Oh, Chat Plan. Cheat Plan's way different. Chat Plan. We're going to find out the cost of this one. Now, we know that it costs 40 cents per minute for phone calls. 40 cents per minute. So every minute, we're going to charge 40 cents. So we're going to have 0.4 times M, right? And that makes sense because if I have 10 apples, and each of them costs $1. The way that I'm going to figure it out is I'm going to multiply 10 times 1, and I'm going to know that I have $10 of apples to purchase, right? The same thing goes if I have $2 for each of these, right? If each of these costs $2, then I'm going to change this here to 2, and it's going to come out to 20. So if each of my apples costs 40 cents, yeah, I know that I'm going to have to change the same equation to 0.4 equals 4. Yeah? So all I'm doing is multiplying the number of cents by the number of minutes, how much each minute costs. Okay? So we've got the number of cents each minute costs, And then we're also going to have to add our monthly charge because it's not just the number of minutes that you're paying for, it's also the monthly charge that you're paying for. So this here is going to be our equation, okay? Our cost is equal to 0.4 times m plus 15. Every minute I speak, I will be charged 40 cents, and then at the end of the month, I get charged $15 just because I'm a customer, okay? Finally, we have phones are us. Phones are us, okay? And we're going to see that the cost is equal to, what is the cost here? Well, it's 60 minutes per minute for phone calls. So 0.60 m plus nothing, right? We don't have a monthly charge, so we don't have to add anything. Okay? So this right here is enough to complete everything that you need for task 1. That's task 1 done. We have totally sorted it out, okay? So I'm going to take this, I'm going to move it up just a little bit here so that we can go on to task 2. Task 2, draw a graph to show the monthly cost for each phone company. Okay, draw a graph to show the monthly cost for each phone company. Okay, so I'm actually going to bring all of this information down with me. I'm going to bring all this. Oh, look, here's the information that I used previously. We'll just take a few seconds to get rid of it. Oh, no, you're seeing all of the magic behind the work. I've done all this pre-work, and I didn't want to show it to you. Oh, I can't get rid of it. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Now it's all going. Look at that. Look how organized Joseph is. What a good teacher. Gosh, he's the best. Right. So we've got all of this information that we are working with. We have our equations already. Now we want to just put them into our graph. Okay? So we've got this graph here. We've got cost on the left, right? And we've got minutes down the bottom. So I want to figure out how much each of these companies is going to cost per minute. And I can see here that it's labeled 20, 40, 60, 80, but I know that because there are 4 tick marks between each, this is actually 5, 10, 15, 25, etc., 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 right? All the way up the side. So I can see the way that it's all laid out, and I know that this is 5, 10, 15 over here, 20, 25, etc. Okay? So let's look at our first, TT. Let's look at our first, TT. If I spend 20 minutes talking on the phone, how much is it going to cost for me to have talk? It's going to cost $45, right? Because no matter what I talk on, no matter how long I talk, it's going to cost $45. So if I talk for 60 minutes, it's also going to be $45. If I talk for 85 minutes, it's going to be $45. So the graph for this line is just going to be a straight line across here. Okay? This is our talk graph. Okay? So we're part of the way through. The next one, we'll grab a blue line here and we'll start talking about CP, who's, I can't remember what CP stood for, but it doesn't matter. CP, we're just going to use the information that we have. Okay? So I know that there's a 15 here, so I know that it crosses my y-axis at 15. And then it goes up. Our gradient is 0.4. But if I make that into a fraction, then I can find the rise over run really easily as well, right? I can find the rise over run really easily because 4 over 10, my rise is 4 and my run is 10. So every time I go over 10, I'm going to go up 4. Okay? Every time I go over 10, I'm going to go up 4. Okay? I can make that easier on myself by maybe I'm going to go over, say, 40. I'm going to go over 40, which means that I'm going to go up how much? If I go over 40, then I have to go up by the same amount, so that's going to be 16, right? So I'm going over 40, up 16, which is going to be right here-ish, and then I'll do the same thing. Over 40, up 16, that's 10, 1 here. And then I can just put a nice clean line on my graph for myself that lines everything up, and it's going to be real beautiful. Look at that. Oh, I've even used a ruler, okay? So I can put it all in order for myself so that it looks all pretty. The other way that I could do this, is just substitute in the points for myself, Okay, so let's say that I wanted to use this 40 again for myself here. Okay, I could substitute the number of minutes into my equation. So I'm going to take my equation, C equals 0.4 m plus 15, and I'm going to substitute in my 40. Okay, so 0.4 times 40 plus 15. C is equal to, oh, what happened there? C is equal to, what's 0.4 times 40? 416 is equal to 16, right? 16 plus 15 is equal to 31. And we'll find when I come over here, that's exactly where I put my spot earlier, 31. So anytime that my M is equal to 40, my C is equal to 31. And here we can see my M is equal to 40, my C is equal to 31. So I've done that one perfectly right. Okay? So easy as there's two ways to figure out each of these things, right? Two ways. I can either use my equation to draw it out, or I can substitute in a number and find each of them. Yeah, so here we go again. 0.6 m. I'm starting at 0, right? Because I don't have a y-intercept. Starting at 0. And then every time I go over 10, I'm going to go up 6. Every time I go over 10, I'm going to go up 6. So here, 10, up 6. 10, up 6. Over 10, up 6. So this graph is slowly increasing. And if I wanted to, I could check it again, and I'm going to do that here. I'm going to choose my graph at 80. Yeah, I'm going to choose it at 80. So I'm going to substitute 80 into this graph here. So C equals 0.6 times 80. What is 0.6 times 80? What is 0.6 times 80? Well, you can check it on your calculators. What I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply 6 times 8, and I'm going to find out that that is, oh man, 24. My times table is 48. My times tables aren't coming to me very quickly today. So $48. So I should be able to come over here and go to 45, 48 right there. And when I put my ruler on all of these items, I will find that a straight line can be created right there all the way over. Cool? So this is the way that your graph should look. This is the way your graph should look. Nice. Beautiful. Okay? So we have all of this information here. We've figured it out. We've put a good graph on. Everything that we've got here has now answered task 1 and task 2. That's the way it finished task 1 and task 2. Okay, so let's go back and let's look at task 3. Terry makes 80 minutes of phone calls each month. Which company should he be with? Justify your answer. Okay? Well, first of all, I can look at my graph here, and I'm going to choose a different color, purple. I can look at my graph here, and I can choose the number of minutes that I'm on and go up there, and the first line that I meet is going to be the cheapest one to use at that time. Okay? So in this case, we, just from looking at our graph, can see that it's talk. Okay? We can just see it from that. But the other thing that I can do is substitute 80 into each of these equations and figure it out. Okay? So CP, my C is going to be equal to 0.4 m plus 15. Okay? So if I substitute in 80 for this m times 80, I am going to find out the cost of CP at 80 minutes of use. Okay? So when I work this all out, 4 times 8 is going to be 1632. 32 plus 15, C equals 67. Oh my, it disappeared for us. Equals 67. Oh, 67, what are you saying, mate? 47, aye, 47. So CP is going to equal $47, which sure enough is about what we expected. right? That's about there, about where we were. Oh no, I just got rid of that line. Yeah, it's about what we expected. So let's look at PRU. PRU. I'm going to put in C is equal to 0.6 times M. C is equal to 0.6 times 80. And 6 times 8, of course, is, we've already learned this one, $48. 48. So the cost for PRU is going to be 48. And how much is it going to cost for TalkTalk? Well, of course, it's just going to cost $45. It's just going to cost $45, right? Because I know that at every amount of time, TalkTalk is going to cost $45. So when I come back up, so I know that TalkTalk is going to be the cheapest, not only because I've substituted it in, but also because I can see it on my graph. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to write on my task 3, he should go with talk because it will only cost, oops, what am I saying? $45, whereas, what are the other two? Chat plan and phones are us will cost 47 and $48 respectively. Okay, so not only have I shown here which company he should go with, but I've also justified my answer. Okay, so that's that big thing. I have justified my answer with numbers. Okay, cool. Colin makes 360 minutes of phone calls per month. Which company should he go with? Justify your answer. Okay, we can just look at this graph and see that if he chooses 360 minutes, then clearly TalkTalk's going to be better, right? Because TalkTalk is going to stay the same, whereas Chat Plan and PRU just keep going up. They just keep going up. There's never a time when they're going to stop. Okay, so we know for sure that this is the best one to choose. Okay, so we can write another thing to justify our task 4 answer. So he should go with TalkTalk. We'll take this bit and we'll just copy it over. We won't copy it over. He should go with TalkTalk. So we know that there is no phone plan cheaper than TalkTalk for anything greater than 75 minutes. Yeah, no phone plan cheaper than TalkTalk for more than 75 mins. Oops, that's ugly. Of talk time. Yeah, so we know for sure, and this is our justification. We can show you that there's nothing cheaper than them after 75 minutes. All the other plans just keep going up. So we know that he should go with TalkTalk. Yeah? Okay, so a new phone company has entered the market. They charge a flat rate of $30 for the first 60 minutes, and then they charge 70 cents per minute for calls after that. Draw a graph to show the monthly cost of the phone calls. Yip, yip. Okay, so we're going to choose one more color. I'll go back to the purple, and we're going to put it in for yip, yip. Get rid of this. I'll get rid of this weird purple thing if I can here. Oh, I don't know if I can do it without getting rid of the blue line. That's what happened last time. Cool. So Yip Yip, we know that for the first 60 minutes, they're charging $30. So for the first 60 minutes, that's here, they're charging $30. Okay? So I'm going to make a line here that, a line here that goes straight across until I get to 60 minutes. Okay? So that's the first price. And then I know that after that, it's going to be 70 minutes, $70 per minute for calls after that. Okay? So I can show that it's going to be 70 cents, and I can just look for my gradient. Okay? So 0.7 as a fraction is 7 over 10. Okay? So as I go over 10, I'm wanting to go up 7. As I go over 10, I want to go up 7. So here's me going over 10, and I'm going to go up 7, and then over 10 and up 7. So I can keep doing that, or I could just choose a number of minutes to go over and put that in. So what if I went over 40 minutes? What if I moved over 40 minutes? Yeah, how many would I have to go up? If I crawled 40 minutes, then I would have to crawl up 28. I would have to jump up 28. So I'm starting here at 30 and I'm jumping up 28. So I know that my line is going to be right about, what is this? Over 40, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 28. It's going to be just about there. And I could put in another if I wanted to as well. I'll put in one more. What if I go over 20? If I go over 20, then I'm going to go up 14. So let's look. Over 20 here, up 14 there. So now I can pull out my ruler again, pull out my ruler, put it along those, connect all three of those dots. Oh, where is it? Oh, it's harder to use this ruler than it is one in real life. And I'm just going to draw that nice straight line there, and it's going to look something like that. Yeah? So this is me having graphed, and I'll just make sure that I put that one on. What did we decide that one was called? Yip Yap. Yip Yap. Cool. So now, with this information here, this information right here, that's all of our equations. This information right here, this is all of our graphs. Yeah? This information right here, this is our task 3, task 4, task 5, all done. Easy as. So, if you have any questions, good luck. That's a real jerk way to finish this. But I'm sure you're going to be absolutely fine. It's going to be fantastic. And if it doesn't go well, then there's always an opportunity to reset to resub. Yeah? So, give it your best, and we'll see you next time. Take care.